Ladies and gentlemen, today we're looking at Unit 4, Lesson 7, our equivalent expressions. Remember, equivalent meaning equal. Both sides are the same. Equi, it's our Latin root word for equal or the same. Okay? Our target for today is I can use properties to simplify expressions. Okay? Properties like our distributive property, identity property, our commutative and associative properties of addition and multiplication. So when addition or subtraction signs separate an algebraic expression into parts, each part is called a term. The numerical factor of a term that contains a variable is called the coefficient. A term without a variable is called a constant. And I have an example of this down below. Constant, like remember, staying the same. Like terms are terms that contain the same variables such as x, 2x, and 3x. So for instance, down here we have 4n and 2n. Those are like terms. And all three of these are terms, because remember, terms are separated by addition and subtraction sign. Now 9, we can draw our own little arrow in there, is our constant. It's constant because no matter what the variable is, 9 still stays the same, since we're not multiplying it and or dividing it by anything else. Okay. So from the graphic organizer, let's list from this our coefficients, constants, and our terms. Okay, we'll start with terms since we already have that. Our terms are 4n, 2n, and 9. From there we know 9 is our constant, and 4 and 2 are our coefficients. Remember, coefficient is paired with a variable. 2 times n, 4 times n. So that's what makes it our coefficient. Okay. Now I'd like you to go through and try this problem below. Andrew's mom gave him a computer game and $10 for his birthday. His aunt gave him 2 computer games and $5. The expression x plus 10 plus 2x plus 5, where x represents the cost of each game, can be used to represent Andrew's birthday gifts. So what is the coefficient in the term 2x? Remember, coefficient, co meaning paired with 2x. Okay, 2 is our coefficient. How many terms are in the expression x plus 10 plus 2x plus 5? Remember, terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. So that means that there are 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our next target is I can simplify expressions with one variable. With one variable. Okay. To simplify an algebraic expression, use properties to write an equivalent expression that has no like terms and no parentheses. Okay, so for our example, 4 times 6x equals 4 times the sum of 6 times x. Okay. Now using our properties, our associative property, we can change around our parentheses. So 4 times 6 times x is a possibility. So our answer would then be 24x. All right, I'd like you to pause the video and try A, B, and C to simplify our terms. Okay. For A, we can move our parentheses using the associative property. So we have 3 times 11 times x. 3 times 11 is 33. We don't know what x is, so that becomes our variable. Remember, our coefficient, 33, is how many times we're going to multiply x by. So it's 33 times x. B, we have x plus x plus x. Understand, if there's no coefficient in the front of it, just imagine that there's a 1 there. So 1x plus 1x plus 1x is 3x. Our next one, 7x plus x, within there we have two like terms, 7x and x. We can combine those together to be 8x, and our constant, which is 8, is separate. Three friends will pay X dollars for each admission to the museum plus $1 to view the mummy exhibit. A fourth friend will pay admission but will not view the mummy exhibit. Write and simplify an expression that represents a total cost. Okay, so within there, we have 3x plus 1 plus x represents the total cost. So three friends who are entering the museum and seeing the mummy, with one friend not seeing the mummy. So within there, we have 3 times x plus 1 plus x. I'm sorry, plus 3 plus x. So as we come through this 3x plus x, we're just reorganizing it using a commutative property, because order doesn't matter within addition, to move the x closer to the 3x. So we then combine our like terms. 3 plus 1 is 4x plus 3. Okay. I'd like you to pause the video right now and try D. We need to write and simplify an expression for the total cost of 6 friends going to the museum if only 4 friends view the mummy exhibit. So we have 6 friends going and only 4 friends viewing the mummy exhibit. So within there, we're going to go 6 friends going to the museum and 4 friends going in to see the mummy. Ooh, that doesn't help. There we go. So we have 6x plus 4. Okay, our next target is I can simplify expressions with 2 variables. Properties can be used to simplify or to factor expressions with 2 variables. So if we take a look, simplify the expression 14y plus x plus 22y. Once again, we're going to use either our commutative or associative property. Within this one, we are using our associative property in order to change our order. Change our parentheses, and also the associative property to change our order to have x plus 14y plus 22y. These are our like terms, so we have x plus 36y. So I'm going to go through that one more time just so that we can see this. As we look, we have 14y plus x plus 22y. We use the associative property to change the order. The commutative property, I'm sorry, that's backwards. The commutative property to change the order. The associative property to change our parentheses, and then to combine our like terms. Number 4, simplify 4 times the sum of 2x plus y using the distributive property. Okay, remember when we went over distributive property, we know that 4 is going to be multiplied into everything on the inside of our parentheses. So within there we have 4 times 2x plus 4 times y. Okay, so we have 4 times 2, which is 8x, plus 4 times y, which is 4y. So 4 times the sum of 2x plus y equals 8x plus 4y. So when we simplified, we created an equivalent expression. Now we're going to go over factoring a little bit later, but I want to give you just a quick little introduction to it. So within there, to factor, we're going to reverse the distributive property to pull out the greatest common factor of the 2 numbers. So one thing to remember is that we need to get rid of the greatest common factor. So the factors are 1 and 27, 3 and 9. Here we have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. So the greatest one that they have is 9. So then what we do is then take the 9 out. So we have 9 times 3x plus 9 times 2y, because we divided 27 by 9 and 18 by 9, to get 27x plus 18y is equal to 9 times 3x plus 2y. Okay, try simplifying these three expressions. Pause the video and try it now. So to simplify, I find my like terms, 3x plus 2x. I rewrite it, 3x plus 2x plus 9y, using the commutative property. And then combine my like terms. Here I'm going to use my distributive property to multiply everything on the inside of the parentheses by what's on the out. So I have 7 times 3x plus 7 times y, and I get 21x plus 7y. Now to factor with my third one, I have 12x plus 8y. My factors are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. I have 1 and 8, and 2 and 4. So my greatest common factor is 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3x. 8 divided by 4 is 2y. So if I rewrite it, it's 4 times 3x plus 2y. Alright, make sure that you've gone through the video and that you fill out your WSQ, and make sure if you have questions that you go through and write it.